Environmental Steward Award is something that's been a short-term goal of mine since I've been a superintendent. I'm an avid outdoorsman. I've always been very environmentally sound, try to practice the best management practices I can. I just submitted the entry, not intending to actually win the award. I just basically wanted to document what I was doing and start showing and educating people what we were doing here. I was shocked to learn that 88% of the public doesn't golf. And I think that as superintendents, we need to project the image that we're professionals, dealt with water quality, water conservation, and pesticide issues. We're probably as well trained to use these materials as anyone. So we need to project that positive image for our industry. Being a public facility, we do a tremendous amount of rounds. We can do up to 575, 600 people per day through this property. Some special restraints for me is trying to naturalize areas like this. I have to look at three factors. I have to look at aesthetics, playability, and it's got to have a level of maintainability for me to continue to do what we do here. I've got 4 different soil types here on one property, and everything has to be treated for leaching purposes, for runoff purposes and everything. It's all treated a little different. We do a lot of monitoring, a lot of scouting, and a lot of mapping. I think mapping is probably the key to our program. I've found that by targeting areas and putting out the material where I know there's an infestation and an epidemic will occur, that this keeps the amount of materials to go out and broadcast treat, it keeps it down. So I think prevention is big for us too. We try to keep the turf in as healthy a state here as possible to prevent the disease. This is one of our mitigated wetland sites. We try to preserve this site to its natural state as much as possible. In cooperation with the St. Johns River Water Management District, we had an issue here where we were forced to do some selective trimming of the native saltbush and the native wax myrtles. And in cooperation with them, we decided to go ahead and take these down to a chest-high and acceptable level for us to increase the visibility of the landing area from the tee. It's a liability issue for us here at the club. We can control the water into these areas through a structure in the other mitigation areas. We try to keep an adequate amount of water in here to sustain all the aquatic and all the macroinvertebrates that are in here. This is one of our 2 affluent water discharge sites where we receive our affluent water from Indian River County. We do semi-annual water quality testing here at Sandridge to ensure that our nitrate levels, our phosphorus levels, and any of the levels that we're concerned about or that we contribute to are at an acceptable level for us, that there's not accumulation. Our water quality seems to be better exiting the property than it is entering the property. Large diversity of wildlife out here. We've got from alligators, pairs of bald eagles, ospreys, wood storks, wood ducks, all types of waterfowl. We've got a pair of noob sandhill cranes over on number 4 on this course. That's got some really nice native plantings around the side. But I think that using the indigenous native species helps us attract and sustain the wildlife that's native to this area. And I've also found by incorporating the Spartina and these natives that we're helping preserve the unique natural history of this area and this property. These are our native, probably our most unique feature here on the property. It's a native sand ridge. It runs through the back half of the property. We try to preserve them the best we can. We do rake the sand. We use the mobile trap rake to rake the sand, and that's done a couple times a week. Very little to no herbicides used in the ridges here. It's so sandy, and any material you put in is going to be so mobile. We just try to stay away from that. All the areas you see with the native grasses and stuff, we do a lot of selective manual clearing for any nuisance species. It plays home to a multitude of wildlife here. It's a beautiful resource for us we want to maintain. The award means a lot to me and my staff. I often will be sitting in my office, and when they come in from a morning assignment, to see the enthusiasm when they come in and tell me about just seeing a fox or just seeing a bald eagle, and the excitement level is good. If we can do it here, maybe it is a good image to project that you don't have to have a high-end, totally exclusive piece of property to do what we're doing here. It's a wonderful learning experience. I figure it this way, if I can manage turf on this property with the amount of play and all the limiting factors I have, I should be able to do it anywhere in the world.
The GCSAA's Environmental Steward Awards, sponsored by Novartis Turf and Ornamental Products, Textron Turf Care and Specialty Products, Purcell Technologies, and Rainbird, recognizes golf course superintendents around the world for their commitment to environmental stewardship efforts on the golf course.